Hey now, hey now. Hey, cool gamer. Haha, I was on a loop because I'm feeling a little loopy. What's going on? Hey, Samantha. Cool gamer. Hello, hello. I have a hot cup of coffee in my hand. Give me 1 second. How is everybody today? I figured I'd pop on for a little bit this afternoon. I just got word that Hey, Susie, what's up? How are you? How's the weather by you? I just got a text message from my new place of employment not to come in tomorrow. So Monday will be my official start day. This wound up to be a week when I thought I'd be busy, but not. So I start on Monday. I guess the office is gonna close tomorrow. But that is it. So if I get to come on and say hello, see how everybody is. Yeah, it's cold. It is cold here. Georgia is cold. We're getting snow up by me. I don't know what we're supposed to. Sometime tomorrow it's supposed to start. I have no idea. So I'm in. I'm not going nowhere. We did a straw run earlier this morning, and I'm not leaving the house. Plus, nobody knows how to drive here when it gets snowy and icy. So I'm better off staying off the road. What has everybody been up to? What are you watching? What are you listening to? I've been trying to catch up with the Natalia Grace stuff. Is anybody else watching it? I think Samantha is. I kind of got a little lost last night. I started watching it, and I must have dozed off for like 5 or 10 minutes, and I woke back up, and I'm like, why do I feel like everything that they were saying was what they said last season? And I got all confused. But I am on episode 2. I haven't made it past episode 2. You can spoil it for me. I don't care. I don't get mad if there's spoiler alerts. I just, honestly, the father, what's his name? Bennett? The Michael guy. You watched the whole thing, Susie? Hey, Grace, what's going on? How are you? We're just talking about Natalia. You finished the final episode this morning? Yeah, I probably wind up, at least I'll have something to watch between today and tomorrow. Well, I got the whole weekend now. I mean, it's not like I have much to do. I've been ready to go to start this job since Tuesday night. So, well, no, I guess Wednesday, because I kind of knew early into the day Tuesday I wasn't going to start. But really don't got to do much. I have covered all my bases. I have gone over and above. I even have dinners made in the freezer. And I'm going to make one more thing. I make chicken parm and put a tray in the freezer for that for later, too. I'm going to do that tonight. You're going to start watching it today, and Girl in the Picture on Netflix. Oh, I don't have Netflix anymore. I think I did want to see that one though. So I have to finish the Natalia Grace, and then I have to catch up now. I don't think anybody's going to know about this. It wasn't very public. It's kind of so local to me on Long Island. When I was on Long Island, local. A 14-year-old girl went missing back in the beginning of December. And I don't know, some reason the news came across my thing about 2 weeks into her disappearance. It's a little sketchy. And I'm not victim blaming. I'm not going to blame any victims. That poor girl is a victim of her upbringing, I think. And yeah, it's a lot. So, I'm broke. 14 months, Samantha. Woo woo. I'm proud to call you my friend. You my friend. The stepdad doesn't seem to be all there, likes the cameras. That's a Michael guy. Yeah, he's just way over dramatic, man. He's a little hard to watch. I kind of get a little secondhand embarrassment for him. You've been keeping an eye on the wildfire, and yeah, LA. Yes, please, prayers, good vibes, whatever you can do to anybody who's living in the Los Angeles, California area. And it was the Palisades. I did spend some time in Orange County. I do have a friend or two still in LA, but they are safe last I heard, according to safe my Facebook or their Facebook. So please, please, please. And if people are being impacted by this cold, snowy weather dangerously, please keep them in your prayers too. I could deal with a little bit of cold. I'm used to it. So yeah, so with that being said, I have been down this rabbit hole about this girl who went missing. And if you want to, oh, I could give you some stuff to Google. Woo! So she's 14 years old. She lives in Patchogue, New York. And she attends, I guess, well, I think she's only, I don't know if she's a freshman or if she's in 8th grade, but she went to the school district that my son graduated from many years ago, but still. And I guess she had some trauma in her life. And, how young girls are affected, sometimes are affected by their trauma, became, I guess, like a runaway, a bit of a runaway. Well, her mother, I guess, put her in one of those schools for troubled kids, like what Paris Hilton went to, that kind of a school. That's what I'm imagining. They haven't said anything, but it was definitely out of state. They made her wear an ankle monitor. I don't know if that is something that they make. I don't know. They're saying it was an ankle monitor. I guess like a CPS might have put it on her because she had a PINS petition that's called it's Persons in Need of Supervision petition. I mean, this poor girl has been through a lot. And of course, she, I guess, is acting out because of her trauma. I guess, so her mom, and it wasn't her mom. So her mom put her into the school. She wound up running away from the school. And she went into the father and stepmother's custody. Her father wasn't home. The stepmother was home. She went to go outside to get something from one of the cars. She went out barefoot in December, first of all. Went out barefoot. And instead of going to the car to get the car that she was supposed to be going to get the item out, she wound up getting into some mysterious blue car and it drove off. So, not a lot from police. There wasn't a lot. Police, everything was coming out of the dad's mouth. He was pretty much heading up the search crews and everything for her with volunteers. They had seen her on a security camera at a very questionable motel, and I know which one it is. Very questionable at that. Going around knocking door to door. That was right after she went missing. Hey, Mama B. My opinion on Natalia, she's definitely much older and isn't way more than she's admitting to. I think she's a fraud. Susie, I agree with you. I think there's something going on. Let me finish rambling about this poor girl, and I'm not going to go into it much because if you go on Reddit, you can look on Reddit. If you Google around, her name is Emmarae Gervasi. Emma and Ray are together. Her father's very suspect to me. I'm sorry. And I look, I'm a heavily tattooed person. This man has tattoos heavily. Somebody dug in somehow and found that he's got a Cornhub account where him and the stepmom post their escapades. And all the escapades are usually in the kitchen where the little girl eats in. And there's also ads for people to come into the home to either view them with their escapades. And it's just a whole lot. It's just a whole lot. So if you want to hold down any kind of rabbit hole. Frank Gervasi is the dad's name. And if you want to go on the Cornhub, his username is LongGun75. I just want to let you know. I wish I never would have looked at it. That's all I got to say about that. But I was really trying to get information when she was missing because I really wanted to cover it, and it was just getting darker and weirder and weirder and darker. And now the whole thing is just, to me, it's a little suspect. Again, don't judge a book by its cover when you see the father, but I think he needs to be judged a little bit. But back to the Natalia Grace thing. Okay, so I did get to the part where they interview the girl's mom that they brought to introduce Natalia to. It's supposed to be the same age, the same exact diagnosis. And you can tell the difference between the little girl. She looked like a little girl. She had a baby face. And then you had Natalia next to her. She totally looked like she had about 10 years on this little girl. And then they fast forward where now the little girl is 14. And I forgot her name. I forgot her name. She's 14 now. And she's coming, she's grown up and, she's more adult looking. And when they did a side by side of her as a 14-year-old young lady and Natalia, you could tell they do have the same diagnosis. But her face, her bone structure in her face, her mature bone structure is so much like Natalia Grace's was back then. Yeah, Reddit is, you got I had an old Reddit page I ran, I modded. I haven't been back to it. But yeah, the Reddit one is sometimes I'll go down a rabbit hole on the Reddit and I can't get myself out of it. And this one was definitely it. So I spent a lot of my time doing that. Okay, let me go back over to my thing. I don't have my mouse. Let me use my thing. It's hard to believe that the girl caught this much tension and unraveled from one rabbit hole to another and doesn't seem to end. I think the money rolled in and they bring entertainment. Absolutely. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. This is now the third chapter, the third and final chapter. I heard Gypsy Rose is basically not going to get anything else after the second season's coming out. And then the Curious Case. And I just got back into Max because I keep forgetting that we have a subscription. So I just put it back on this laptop. But I believe they're doing a whole bunch of Curious Cases, which I will probably get into. But back to the Natalia one. I think it's all for money. I think that Michael guy is a showboater. I don't know. Everything he does is just so over the top, so dramatic, especially for an adult man. It's like it's to the point where it's bad acting to me. In my opinion, it's like bad acting. It's all done for the camera. And that's it. Him and the neighbor. I don't know why. I want to punch that neighbor squaw in her face. Squaw in her face. I don't know why. I can't stand her. If she was my neighbor, I'd be like, you know what, lady? I know you don't like my daughter, but I really don't like you. So keep your kids away from mine. Hey, just keep it real. You've been busy at the store. Here now. Hey. I know you told me. You honestly don't care anything with Gypsy. She's not the first or the last who took a parent's life and should not have been able to profit from him. Absolutely. And you know what is they're really making such a big deal about people now profiting from their crimes. If anybody's ever, I don't know if anybody's follows what's that prison guy? He screams at everybody. What's his name? JD Delay. Has been, I guess, supporting and promoting the Alaskan Avenger guy. He's the guy who got arrested for breaking into people that are on the registry's house and beating the ever loving or robbing them, but he really beat the ever loving fuck out of one of the guys. He got out. He's in a halfway house. I think he's got an ankle monitor. He's doing everything he's supposed to be doing for his parole, and he's not violating. The only thing is he started a YouTube channel, and I think he was making a little money off of it, and they were like, whoa, 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 whoa. And they literally dragged him back to jail. I had him stay in there for a few days until they worked everything out. And like, again, as far as gypsies concerned, I went from being a yay gypsy person to a boo gypsy person, like a lot of people have. But honestly, if you're going to cover anything about Gypsy Rose on this platform, cover the infighting between the creators that cover her. It's more interesting. Way more interesting. Who's fighting with who? Who's calling who a liar? Who doesn't have the right information? Who's getting the better inside information? So much better. If anything, gypsies should have to put any profit back into restitution and Make-A-Wish community resources they took from. Exactly. Well, that was another thing. Like, they finally got that house back. Habitat for Humanity finally got it back, redid it, and sold it, and then sold it. And now I don't know if it went to another Habitat family or if they just sold it to just get rid of it. I don't know if I'd want to be living in that home. But you do have to disclose. You do have to when you sell a house, you do have to disclose certain things, and that would be one of them on the list. No, you don't have to disclose hookworms in your backyard. Everybody keeps like, I'm like, no, you don't have to. That's not something you have to disclose. It's not like an oil spill. It's not like your underground oil tank ruptured. And you really contaminated the groundwater. But you do have to disclose a schmurder. I think you even have to disclose a essay attempt too. Well, I know in New York, I think you do anyway. But don't ask me why I know about that. Well, now and that's another thing, is now she was going to TMZ with all her stuff. She was leaking all her stuff to TMZ. Now TMZ, I guess, turned on her. She got all mad. Now people, see, I lost so much. I lost so much respect for People magazine. I don't even read it in the doctor's office anymore. You're so over the whole Gypsy Rose stuff. She needs to go away. Yeah, she had her baby. Her alleged baby or whatever. And some people, and that's another thing, some people don't think that she was even pregnant. Go take care of your kid and get offline. But she's just like Michelle. Any attention's good attention, right? What was the Reddit page for the other girl missing? Okay, so Crazy 5, if you just Google Emmarae, it's Emmarae, and then her last name is Gervasi, Gervasi. It's covered in a couple. One is the Long Island Reddit. Then there's a missing person Reddit. I don't think she has her. I don't think there's one. I don't think she was gone long enough to have a specific Reddit for her. And I believe there's a Facebook page, but I didn't investigate the Facebook page. What did Gypsy name the baby? I think Aurora or something like that. Apparently, every dog is named Aurora in her family. So, and that's terrible. Yeah, that's terrible. I think Aurora. I think that's what she named her. I could be wrong, though. I think that's what the plan was all along. Sounds like there's a racket going on outside. Oh, right. Raina. That's right. I couldn't think of the second one. Aurora Raina. Say it fast and it sounds like a dog yapping. Aurora Raina. Aurora Raina. Yeah, it's a lot of R's, especially with her voice. Aurora. That's pretty funny. I know what's making all that noise. Ruger got something to eat out there. That's what it was. He likes to carry his people food bowl. He carries around the house with him. My daughter was gonna get baby Aurora. Had it been a girl, so glad it was a boy. I like her. I mean, Aurora is pretty. You can call her Rory. Isn't that the Gilmore Girls? Wasn't that all their names? Aurora. Aurora. Hold on a second. I thought Ruger was going to bust in the door. I'm sorry. He does that when he can't find me. Sometimes he just busts in. It's hard. It is hard to say. Aurora Rainer. Aurora Rainer. But a lot of some people, negative attention, positive attention doesn't matter as long as it's attention. Did Michelle make it to rehab this morning? Oh no. When is she supposed to go? Saturday or Monday, right? Okay. It is really hard to say though. Saturday or Monday? Oh, okay. Yeah, Saturday or Monday. And we all know where she's going, right? We all figured out where she's going. To the same city that I work in. No, I'm kidding. Kidding. Well, you know what? Honestly, I don't care. Just go and get the help that you need. Get the help that you need. As I'm smoking. She was in chat and JJJ's last night arguing, going back. Of course she was. What's new? That's all she. How come she didn't fire? That's what. Go just fire up your own live. Why just sit and argue with people in a chat? It makes her look. I don't know. Yeah, she goes in there and tries to get the chat, I guess, all crazy. Again, she likes it. I think she likes it. You'll believe it when you see it. Yeah, well. I mean, if you're going to do it, do it. I mean, I just I just don't understand why she feels that she deserves passages and everybody else deserves the asylum, the state asylum. I don't get that. You stroll the YouTube streets covering TikTok rabbit holes. Oh, that's another thing. That was what I was trying to find crazy. Apparently the father, Frank, his name is Frank Gervasi, same last name. Apparently he was there's a lot out on TikTok. A lot of people were sharing his TikToks about her, being gone. But I couldn't find him. She said a posh place trying to be Molly still. Yeah. She's obsessed. I mean, well, you know what? It's not that she's obsessed with Molly. It's the fact that when she sees anybody with anything that just might be a little bit better than what she has, she's going to just try to destroy it at all costs, But that's her. That's just part of her, whatever. But no, she's not going to a posh place. I'm going to a posh place. Okay. Passages, Malibu. Is that where they're getting on a plane and going to Passages, Malibu? They'll have the champagne waiting for you. I'm kidding. The non-alcoholic champagne waiting for you. And a nice fluffy white bathrobe that's been sitting in the heater. And no, actually, I wouldn't want to be going anywhere near Malibu. So the only reason why I make fun of Passages Malibu is because when I was living in California, like, it was a constant commercial that always ran on the TV. It was for Passages Malibu. 2 days ago, they said there was an arrest. Right. Okay. So that's another thing. Nothing about the arrest. Absolutely. She would fit in at Graceland Ranch. Where isn't that the one that they put the people online or something? I've never watched that though. But yeah, okay, so no arrests were made. I mean, they said there was arrest. There's nothing about anything that news on the news that you click on. It's just the same regurgitated story. When they first came out with it, they had a lot of details. The father went and contacted the reporters and asked them to remove some of the information. Again, if you look at him, he's clearly in a MC gang. I'm okay. Not going to, I hate to put a label on people, but he's got MC gang tattoos all over his face. I mean, clearly. And some of them are not very nice ones. And then she's got a Insta where she's in lingerie. It's just a big thing. Is Patrick inside? Oh, really? Oh, wait, that's a different guy. The Patrick guy. I know who he is. Okay. All right. See, I had heard, but I know there was one guy. I don't know if it's the same guy. I want to say, does he have tattoos all over him? But they're all got tattoos all over him. Again, I am tattooed. I'm not tattoo shaming, but there's so many that I see online, but I think I know who that guy is. Does he have a wife that runs it with him? Is he the one who's got the wife that runs it with him and she still drinks or something in the in the sober living house with the clients that are trying to recover there? Is that? Oh, okay. Yep. All right. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen anything from them in a while, but yeah, the last thing I had seen, people were actually saying, how can you, let her do what she's doing in the house when you got all these people? And then I think somebody left and they were trying to, yeah, that place seems like a mess. That seems like more chaos for anybody in trying to get some kind of recovery in them. I don't know how they're going to do it there. And I guess that's why they're not accredited. I mean, I don't know how it is now because I really don't pay attention. I don't have to. But when I was going to school for what was I going to school for? Medical billing and coding and medical office management. That's what I was going for when I was going to do all that stuff for my ex. Anyway, people were just coming out of rehab, after like having like 30 days under their belt, and they're going to these KSAC meeting programs, and they're coming out with addiction counselor certificates without even 30 days under their belts. So they were doing that for a while out in New York, but I heard it got a lot stricter. My friend runs she's a director of a program. He has them stream 24 hours, get gifts, and it's under Graceland, so he collects all the money off them. You know what? That is shitty addict behavior right there. So he must be not recovered well. But, at one time, again, I don't know, and I don't know what state he's in. I know at one time in New York, they were giving out drug and alcohol counseling certificates very easily. Like, you really didn't have to put a lot of work in to get one. Okay, my friend. Serve those customers. Okay, but yeah, all right. I didn't know that was the same people. That's how much I pay attention to that. And that's another thing. I don't want to see somebody's misery. Believe me, I've done some not prison time. I have done some jail time. I have seen people really, really detox super hard off of drugs, and it's not something that they want you to see. It's not something that you want to see. Give them their privacy. Most places have you stay off social media. That's it. That's what I'm saying. And that's right. Stresses. It puts you right back into the places that you're supposed to be. Look at me sounding like I'm whatever. I just know a lot. I guess I just absorb a lot of things. I mean, again, I was with an addiction counselor for very long periods of time. For a very long period of time. But yeah, I mean, that would be the first thing he would tell any of his clients. Stay away from anything that stresses you out. Like, I know even with him, he had been in recovery for years and years before we met. I mean, he started off with a drug problem. He went and became a counselor. Then he went back, became a social worker. Then he came, and then he finally worked his way up. I mean, he was in his 50s, and he was a therapist. So he worked his way, and he became a therapist. But, there'd be times where he'd have to remove himself from things that were stressing him out, like his mom. Hey, Fancy, how are you? He would send me to Florida to deal with his mom when his mom needed things done for her. He'd send me down there because or if he would go, him and his father would take off for half the day or a day at a time, because apparently his mother was one of his triggers. I guess. I mean, I know that for a fact. And she loved me, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I loved her. I did. I loved her. I would have done anything for her anyway. But the thing was, she would trigger him. She was a trigger to him. So, I mean, and now, again, years, I mean, at least 20 years in recovery at that point, at least. He was like an 80s cokehead. That's and that's what it was. Oh, yeah. But I don't understand. If you're going to go get recovery, and if you really, really want it, it doesn't matter where you go for it. And look, as long as they give you a bar of soap to clean yourself with, be lucky. It's just like jail. Okay. That's another thing, is she wouldn't last. What is she doing? Like an overnight, maybe a couple days. She don't know what jail's like. But I think she's thinking she's going to get some magic sleeping pill that's going to knock her out for 5 days, 7 days. She's going to wake up. She's going to be, she's not going to have the shakes, and she's not going to have the whatever else you get, and, the shaky shakes and the whatever. And then she's going to get moved into this beautiful posh place, where there's clouds to lay on and little ponies that come and give you little massages. Since she loves the ponies so much. Maybe she can have all the ponies. And then they're going to feed her, her most favorite foods that she gets at the most expensive restaurants. Yeah. Okay. That's not going to happen. But you know what? She talks a good game, so there's that. She's a good talker. But, you're going to her line the other day was it really really hit me. She says, all you haters are going to be mad. I got a posh place. No, we just want you to shut up talking about it and do it already. If you're going to do it, do it. Just do it. Stop talking. The more you talk about it, the more you're not doing it. You're just talking about it. And then, well, I don't want to talk about the fact that she neglected her dog for a long time. I mean, that right there would be the biggest fucking wake-up call to me. Like, I literally put booze and myself before my animal that I say I love, that I'm supposed to love, that depends on me, I know she doesn't have small children, but she has 2 living, breathing beings that rely on her totally, and she put her booze before both of them. And to me, Lola passing away would have been the biggest wake-up call to me. I'm sorry. That would have been the biggest wake-up call to me. Not the fact that, Mike is in her life now. You don't get sober for somebody else. I've said it a million times. During the holidays, sorry, our neighbors invited us down, and I didn't feel like going. And so Mr. Ms. went, and I don't know why I said it. I probably shouldn't have said it, but I did. And I'm like, hey, don't drink. And this is after, we had been sober, whatever, for 2 months now, I guess, almost. And he said, he just said to me, he goes, I didn't stop drinking for you. And I said, okay, I didn't think you did. But I don't know why I said it. I really don't know why I said it. But I did. So, but that's what he said to me. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. You didn't. You did it for yourself. But she can't, she can't say, she's going to go and do it now because she's got a man in her life or whatever. And if he's a drinker, but not a like her drinker, because he seems like he's responsible with his life. She can't expect him not to drink, because that's unfair too. I mean, if he chooses to be supportive and not drink, that's fine, but she can't. Hey, that's us. Welcome. Patrick Ridge is a hot mess. I knew who he was, but I just didn't know the Graceland and all that stuff. I'm like, is he the guy with the face tattoos and the wife that still drinks? That's how. See, that's how I remember people. But I don't know why. I think he was coming up on my page for a while, and then he stopped. But then I got like JD Delay, which I get his message. I do. I just don't like his delivery too much. He's always yelling at me. He's always screaming, like, calm down a little bit. And then, but yeah, I know that. Yeah, I think that was the last time I had seen them. There was some kind of controversy with the wife still drinking in the house, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't seem That does not seem like what we should be doing. Mike holds a job, has a roof over his head. His kids seem to be young adults in their lives, so much different than Michelle, who can't even function. I get it, Chris, but you know what? I was able to go to work with a really bad hangover. No problem. And I wasn't, I'm not going to say, my job's any better than Mike's job, but I was literally handing corporations money. I mean, I was kind of responsible. I mean, granted, it was very slow. It was a very slow paced job, and I had time to recover between the morning and the time I got really busy. But I would go into work with a hangover all the time, all the time. Like, and I'm just talking about I had a couple glasses of wine after with dinner kind of hangover. I'm talking about a fucking wanker of a hangover. But he does hold his job. So I mean, if he's just a drinking partner to her, and and if that's it, and he decides that he's going to be very supportive and do this for her, cool. But she also can't expect him to do it either. And don't they say don't don't start new relationships when you're early in recovery, right? I mean, she's not, well, if you go by how long she's been talking about it, but oh yeah, for sure. Oh no, for sure, Grace. I 100%, and I got what you're saying. But what I'm saying is also too, it's yeah, he's functional. If he is, he's a functional one, right? Yeah, he can get up and go to work, no problem. He knows he's got responsibilities, but it's not his responsibility to change his way for her. I mean, it would be nice, right, to be the supportive, loving partner or whatever that she's known for a handful of months. you know? But you know what they say? When you plan as a man, when you plan as a man, when the only plan you got is a man. And I shouldn't talk. I relied on G a lot to come do this move back down here. So my plan was a man for a minute. I shouldn't even say it. I mean, but it's true, Always have a different plan. Always have another plan that doesn't involve a man. Patrick was lost in a park screaming. Ooh, wait, let me read this one. Patrick was lost in a park screaming. I think psychosis and viewers were telling him to go home before somebody called the police in his neighborhood. Oh, yeah. So he's supposed to be this director guy who runs the owner of a non-accredited sober living house. It's a house, right? A sober house. And so he's got these clients that are paying to be there. And his wife is drinking and he's in a drug-induced psychosis. Ooh, doggy. That's a lot. That is a lot. I was just reading what Craig said about the health issues. The other day it was funny. Not that it was funny. I lost feeling in my foot, and I think it was just I don't know. I must have just had a pinched nerve or something, and I'm like, oh my god, do I need to go get checked for blood clots? Do I need to go have a stent put in? See, I would never think of things like that. The resident said, why did it just pop up? The residents at the sober house took to social media and said after that he was taking time away from the house to get help. Yeah. Really, get some help. Are they out in California? Are they based out in California? I can't remember if they're California. Because there were a lot of shady sober houses in California, in Orange County, when I lived there. There were everybody. They were just basically people taking in tenants and claiming it was a sober house. There was a bird right outside my window. Can you hear it? I think that's a cardinal. Sounds like it. Okay. Because at what point does it go from a sober house into just another rental? I mean, there's got to be somebody in. Does he? He's got. Didn't he have one? Didn't he have like one guy? Well, look at that right there. Look what you just said. It seems he has an addictive personality, and social media even has become an addiction for him, and the money coming from it. Well, wouldn't that just basically you just basically described Michelle in a nutshell, right? Addictive personality. She's addicted to social media. When she was getting the money, she wanted more of it. You know. Ugh. And his dad apparently has money and pays for this stuff. Oh boy. I mean, I know. Again, I'm a rabbit hole person. I get like stuck down things. So I mean, again, and my drinking. I'm sure I have a totally addictive personality. I probably get addicted to a lot more substances than I've ever even tried in my life. It was. I don't know if it was the passages. I just remember something. There was a rumor going around. I don't know if you ever saw the passages commercials. There was, I'm not just the director. I was a client or something like that. Dark-haired guy. I don't know if he was the son of the owner, who had an addiction problem at one point, and I think that's how they started it. But I don't know if it was rumor or if it happened. I had heard that he relapsed, and when he relapsed bad, he really went. It was really really bad. And then I had heard that he OD'd and didn't make it. I had heard so many different things about him, and the thing is when you find a shirt you buy it in for. I'm the same way. I I literally have 3 sweaters in my Amazon shopping cart. They are all the same style, just different colors. That's it. I only got 3 because the 4th color I like they didn't have in my size, or else there would have been 4. Um, but so I don't know the pathways. I remember hearing about it, but it wasn't so in your face as the passages was. Every state, I believe you're I think yeah, I think they're very lax. Both of them are very lax because the most of them, and it's not because the weather's so nice. Yeah, I think it's because they're more lax, and yeah, anybody can just open it up. And it used to be here in New York, like my my abuser was going through treatment. Um Now he went through a state accredited program because the state was paying for it. Um, but people were just, if you had a house with a couple bedrooms, yep, sober house. You just have to go to an outreach program. They would push Catholic Charities on you because it was the easiest one, or that was the one that I guess Medicaid covered. There was 2. One was Catholic Charities and one was something else. And then you had to go to meetings. And then there was a random, room checks or whatever, and that's it. Put work clothes on your wish list. No, Samantha, I'll buy myself work clothes. I have some stuff. If you looked at everything in my closet is black. I think I'm covered for at least until I get a paycheck or two in me. And then she's another one. Lima, right? Lima Gerbermick, um, right. She had the twin sisters. She had the girl from Soft White Underbelly, Amanda, and who passed. And then she was trying to get involved with Bam, too. So the twin. Now I had read something where she was saying the twin sisters. Those are the TikTok girls, right? The creepy TikTok twins or YouTube twins or whatever they are. The creepy ones. I think I heard she said somewhere that they were her sisters, like her actual sisters, but I don't know if that's 100% true. I had only heard about her from the whole Amanda thing with Soft White Underbelly and that crazy controversial, I don't even want to call it a treatment. It, it's like what do you like Clockwork Orange? Like, why don't you just put toothpicks in people's eyelids, keep their eyes open, and put the most horrific things in their lives, make them force them to watch it. I'd go nuts too. I'd lose my mind. I'd snap. And I don't like the way that Lima lady says Tylenol. She only had Tylenol in her system. Oh my god, she can't say Tylenol. Yeah, BJ, right. You try to sue BJ. Yeah, I really used to like BJ Investigates a lot, but then when the lawsuits started rolling in, she became very whiny about it, you know? And she was kind of like, kind of giving me Katie Joy vibes a little bit about the wine. And I don't know, just if you're going to do this kind of stuff, you got to kind of be prepared that this is the kind of stuff that's going to come your way, right? Just like if I drag somebody, I should expect a dragging right back, and vice versa, right? I mean, the only thing is when you got money, you just sue each other back and forth. But yeah, she made bank in her legal funds from viewers rolling in. Who BJ? Yeah, she probably did. Oh, you see, but that's the whole thing. People support people. Look, I don't count it. You give your money to whoever you want to give it to. Just give it to whoever you want to give it to. If you can afford to give your money away, go ahead. I know I can't. I'm especially not going to spend money on a legal fee for somebody who is doing this literally as you're living. You should be a little bit more prepared to cover your ass and not have your viewers pay for it. And she's got a lot of viewers, so she's making money, money, money. So when you speak out on these people and they come at you with a lawsuit, you need to be prepared. I guess I don't know. I would never ever ask somebody to cover my legal funds if I was in the wrongdoing, or I might have been in the wrongdoing. Especially if I was making money off of what I was saying about the person who was suing me. Someone on Reddit posted her driving her Tesla, and her fiance is a lawyer. That's why people question the legal fund. Right. Yeah. And then she's, I think she was boo-hooing about something. I think I unfollowed her. I just unfollowed her after a while. I just felt like it was, uh, you had a week off recently and first time checked out TikTok and Reddit and it was like a whole new world. I'm telling you, Reddit, I've been doing Reddit for a while. Um, and then the thing with the TikTok is for some reason, everything that I get, it's like old. Like it's always like weeks old by the time it hits me, and I'm like, oh, that's old news. That's old news. But that the Frank Gervasi, all of his videos were shared over on the TikTok, looking for Emma. And again, if you are not of the faint at heart, you can always go Google him on the corn hub. On the hub of corn. Man, if I wanted to corn bomb somebody, that is what I would use. Woo woo. Uh, I know. People even posted in the come back videos over. Yeah, you know what? I have been avoiding that whole entire angel tree thing. I know a few people that I follow and watch occasionally have been covering that. And I'm like, what is that? I'm telling you, it's going crazy. And I don't want, what's going to happen if the TT goes away? What's going to happen then? What are all the, I mean, I know a lot of people are moving over here. Can you hear me okay? Oh, okay. I just got the little message saying I was unstable again. Oh, here it comes again. All right. Yeah, so I know a lot of people from the TT are coming over here. So is it going away or is it not going away? I was gonna start it and then I'm like, it just seemed like too much. Like you got to put a lot of effort into it. You were getting so wrapped you forgot you had kids requesting supper. Oh gosh, I don't know if I want to go down that one. I'm still waiting to see what connection the dad had between with the guy who allegedly abducted his daughter. Because for some reason, I have a funny feeling that he knows who he is. Because he went, okay, so on Long Island, there's the South Shore and the North Shore. And on the South Shore is where, well, it's actually both of them. There's a lot of fishing. It's a lot of fishing. But down on the side, there's a lot of these like little um, fish markets. So they're little fish markets, and then a lot of them will have like a little area where they make a hot food, and you can get like hot seafood or whatever. And then there'll be like picnic tables or whatever. So there is this one, and that's where they found her in a very nice shot, docked right behind this one fish market, White Cap Fish Market, and that's where the father went. But then he found her in there alone. But then they were also saying something about a trailer park. Now there's only two, three, three trailer parks, I think, on Long Island at all. I could be wrong. Could be, I don't know. Well, three that I know of. And two of them are, so there's one that's by where the boat is. It's closer to the water. We used to sell, we weren't allowed to sell them at my real estate company, but we had a man who flipped them and we would list them for him and then he would just break off a little bit of money under the table type of thing. But anyway, so I think she was found in one of those trailers. I can make a couple phone calls if I wanted to and find out. You know what, I think I just came up just thinking about that. I still stay in contact with the person who does some work over there. Last night you was reading about the 14 CEOs and nurse from Marcy Correctional in the body cam that beat Robert Brooks and unalived him, and they have been doing. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't hear about that. I'm gonna look at that one. I'm gonna look that one up. Definitely gonna look that one up. Crazed. I I was saying my last live how when my Indeed parameters were kind of all over the state because again me and the man both were not working, so we kind of could go wherever we wanted to. Anyway, for some reason, Murray County, Georgia, feels that they need me to become one of their correctional officers. I don't know why. I keep getting emails and emails and emails and emails and emails from Indeed. Have you applied to this yet? You are a good fit for this job. I don't think I would pass the background check. Plus the fact that I'm too old and lazy to be a CO. And I don't think I'd be mean. I'd be one of those CEOs with the back door up and going, hurry up, go guys, go. Kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, so yeah, it was CO, and then the county next to me was 911 a dispatcher. Now that would be cool. That would be a cool job for me, but I can't do that one either. It's so disturbing. I had to stop watching. I don't know if I could do the body cam. I've never seen COs beat anybody up except for in Rikers Island. I saw COs beat the crap out of a guy in Rikers Island in the drunk tank. I did. There was 2 of them against 10. He was drunk too, or he was on something. And they went in there and they cleaned his clock. But I've never seen a CO get rough with any inmates. Never, ever, ever. But yeah, okay. So now I'm gonna have to look into the all right. So I have to look into Marcy Correctional, and then I have to finish up the Natalia Grace stuff. They had his hands cut behind his back. Well, yeah, well, if they got him on a movement, if they beat him up on a movement, he would have been cut behind his back. Of course, that is most vulnerable. People are pieces of shit. People are pieces of shit. Oh, yeah. I'm just reading, sorry. Okay. You're going to move on to the girl. So, I'm telling you, just if you're going to look at the corn hub, make sure that all the kids are not around. I am telling you, it's a little. No, it's corn hub. I guess. I guess it's normal for corn hub. The fact that the thing that disturbed me the most is if you go into the little profile, it says, that you can contact us for private stuff or whatever. I don't know how it's worded. I have to go back. I really don't want to go back and look at it honestly, but the thing that bothers me is the child clearly had trauma from a prior CSA incident. that was spoke about. I think you could see some of that on Reddit. The father, the way he speaks about things, it's a little disturbing as well. What he's been telling the press, I guess, or whatever. Apparently, there's a clip of him with Dr. Phil. I've only heard about it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna try to find that one. Crazed. If I can find that, I'll put it on my community post. There was something where he was talking to Dr. Phil. But yeah, clearly in his Cornhub thing, it's inviting others to come and view them, which no shame. That's what you're into. No shame. But the simple fact that you have an underage child living in that home who has trauma from CSA, and you're inviting that into the home that she stays in. And you're putting things out on the internet that are easily Googleable, and it's in your own kitchen where your child eats a breakfast. So, you have a good day too, Crazed. Thanks for giving me the information. Thanks for helping me put 2 and 2 together that I actually knew what Graceland Ranch was. But yeah, I think I'm gonna jump off. Anybody know if anybody's going live today? I really haven't been. If you've been live at night, I have not been there. I'm sorry. I haven't been making it past 9 o'clock lately. I don't know what it is. Actually, I could take a nap right now. That would be really good. Maybe I'll put on Natalia and finish at least one more episode of that, and take a little nappy poo. I'm making chicken. Oh, I do have to fry chicken cutlets though. It's okay. It's only 4. No, it's not that much. It's not like I'm making dinner for 18 people. It's just the 2 of us. But anyway, thank you for keeping me company on my last weekday of freedom. No, today's Thursday. Tomorrow is my last. All right, maybe I'll come live tomorrow, because tomorrow will be my last. Watch, I get a text later saying, "Hey, we're gonna open up. Can you come in? The weather's not gonna be as bad as we're thinking." But so again, thanks for hanging out with me. If you are in this terrible weather, please stay safe and stay warm. If you are in California, please be safe. If you have to evacuate, please do so safely. You are in my thoughts and prayers. Everybody, have a great afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.